Good afternoon. One of the things that I advise my students that you have to be flexible. I prepared a speech of about 11 pages, but I do realize that I'm under a constraint of time, so I shall be brief. Let me start off by welcoming you on behalf of the Association of the Ovaherero and Genocide in the United States of America as co-sponsors of this Congress. I welcome you. Much has been said that I had in my prepared speech. But let me just say that many of the Ovahereros and Namas were used as slave and or forced laborers without compensation and under inhumane and barbaric conditions. Ovaherero and Nama girls and women were subjected to routine rape and physical violence with the knowledge and consent of the German colonial authorities. The land, cattle, and other property of the Ovaherero and the Nama people were taken from them without financial compensation. The Federal Republic of Germany must enter into direct talks with the Ovaherero and the Nama people, as represented by Paramount Chief Advocate Vekwiru Koro and Kaup David Frederick. The Federal Republic of Germany must enter into these talks without any preconditions whatsoever. In my view, and this directed to my German brothers and sisters who are here with us, in my view, one of the main outcomes, objectives of the Congress should be that it becomes the catalyst in convincing the German public that Chancellor Merkel's government is on the wrong side of history with reference to the Ovaherero and the Nama genocide. We want reparations. We want an unabashedly apology with the de jure organ of the Deutsche Volk, the Bundestag, to issue an official apology. Now, Germany has already paid reparations to Namibians. They did not look like me. And they had more hair than I don't have any. But in 1904, Germans came to Deutschland. I have a handout that's being handed out here. And this handout says, Albert travels to Germany as a part of a preliminary compensation commission for war damages suffered by German farmers. That's $1 million question. So they have paid reparations, but to the wrong people. Because of that mission, the Reichstag provided 2 million Deutsche Marks and later on provided another 5 million Deutsche Marks to the German farmers. In my view, it is disingenuous for Germany to demand that the government of Turkey recognizes the massacres of the Armenians by the Ottoman Empire in 1915 as genocide, while at the same time, the Federal Republic of Germany refuses to take ownership of the genocide of Kaiser Wilhelm II. In my talks, people wonder, why do you all want financial compensation? I'm not a genius, but let me attempt to tell you why. It is necessary for the German government to compensate the Ovaherero and the Nama people for the land and cattle the Germans stole from them before, during, and after the war. The land, cattle, and other property of the Ovaherero and the Nama people were taken from them without financial compensation. It was stolen. The land and the wealth that were taken away from the Ovaherero are still in the hands of those who confiscated it illegally. Today, the Ovaherero people continue to eke out a living on the barren and marginal land, the reservations, where they were placed after their ancestral land was taken by force of arms. On the contrary, the German settlers today continue to enjoy their ill-gotten wealth in an independent Namibia. Namibia today has the acute income distribution in the world, with the majority of the Ovaherero and the Nama people living on less than $2 a day, that's US dollars a day. Financial compensation, and what I'm going to talk about briefly here, the list is not complete, it's not exhaustive. But it will allow the Ovaherero and the Nama people to buy the land that was taken away from them. The total acreage of the land should be priced at the current market prices. We need financial compensation to recover lost savings in the form of livestock with compounded interest of over 100 years. To recover lost investments in the infrastructure. To recover the loss of income of generations of their descendants. To recover the unpaid wages of forced slave labor of the Ovaherero and the Nama people in concentration camps. Let me turn to another topic that's dear to me. It's about the church silence. As a man of faith, I must say that I'm conflicted and very much disappointed by the silence of the church on this debate. To the Roman Catholic Church and the Lutheran Church, I ask the question, where is the outrage? The church clearly bears witness to the heinous crimes against humanity that were committed by Imperial Germany against the Ovaherero and the Nama people. The church was in Namibia doing missionary work and proselytizing during that time when genocide was ruthlessly carried out. Your silence, members of the church, on the Ovaherero and the Nama Shoah, to use a Hebrew word for genocide, is unacceptable. And it is a stain on your moral high ground. You have the moral responsibility to take the mantle and be front and center in having conversations on the genocide of the Ovaherero and the Nama people with your congregations during your hours of worship. The time is now. The time is now to have the courage of being unabashedly the shepherd of your flock in accordance with the teachings of Jesus Christ. Some of us who are present here today are the products of your educational institutions in pre-independent Namibia. As a member of the Lutheran Church, I attended Lutheran schools in Namibia. For that, I am grateful. I am grateful for the bountiful of opportunities I was given, opportunities that served as a solid foundation for my educational achievement in the United States of America. At this point, before I conclude, allow me to introduce my former high school teacher at Martin Luther High School in Namibia, a man who has whetted my appetite for learning and encouraged me to have my inquisitiveness. Klaus Spitz from Hamburg, would you please rise so we can recognize you? And I thank you for joining us. I need to do it a brief one, but I want to thank you all, and I'm looking forward to my German brothers and sisters. You are the microscope. You are the binocular. You are going to take this message. We, the Namibians, know what the message is, but we need to convince the German public that what was done is against humanity, and you, as citizens of this great nation of thinkers and philosophers, we ask you humbly, please take our message to your congregations, to your brothers and sisters. I thank you.